REEVE.
So everybody, good to be here at SHOCKWAVE party. The first one since a long time with the COVID. So hi Julien, aka REEVE.
Yeah.
Welcome here. It's a great pleasure to have you here at SHOCKWAVE in Switzerland.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah, thanks for having me. I just finished my set and I really enjoyed it. It was good to be here. So
so good
yeah,
good
thanks
vibe.
for having me.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, yeah, to get in touch with some Dutch DJs because here in Switzerland we need to introduce the new names.
Of course.
Of Holland. So your name is Julien. You're aka REEVE.
Yeah.
And so you started in 2015 at X-Bone label with the record The Future.
That's when I had my first release. I mean, of course, I started already before that time because first you have to spend years of practicing in music before you actually get a release. But yeah, that was actually my first release at the Scantrack sub-label. And actually something funny that I think nobody knows, actually I never told it, but like The Future was a track, REEVE was supposed to be two names actually.
Okay.
When we just started. There's this guy called The Rebels, it's in Italian, you know him?
Yeah,
REEVE was actually supposed to be The Rebels and me.
Okay.
He was more of a producing guy, I was to be like we're producing together and I would be the face of the REEVE act. So The Future is actually really him and me together. But at some point we just didn't really connect the right way when it comes to music production. Like we had different tastes and so we decided to split up and I just want to continue REEVE on my own.
Okay.
But yeah, The Future is actually like a track from me and the Rebels actually. And after that, it was just my tracks. But yeah, that was my first tracks. Official release as REEVE. Yeah.
But when was your first solo release?
That was shortly after it. It was called Nostalgia.
Okay.
Yep. It was short after.
And all were released on X-Bone, the latest one.
Yeah, like the first 5 releases or 6, I don't know. I think were released on X-Bone. Then I had a few on Scantrack Silver, so I upgraded. And then I got in touch with Wild Styles, and he heard a few tracks of me. I think it was The Blackbird and Don't Give Up. And he really wanted to release those at his label, Lose Control Music, back then. So I released those, and The Blackbird actually really did really good. It really got me like in the picture of a bigger crowd. So I did a few releases after it at Lose Control. Also did a few remixes like Q-Dance labels. And then I got in touch with Dirty Works. And that's where I am now. And like ever since I'm releasing like tracks almost every month. Like it's a really good flow with them. So,
good flow, so a lot of tracks.
Yeah,
lately.
Definitely. Yeah,
How many tracks since the beginning?
I think I released their last days. I started releasing in December or January. I think 7 tracks or so. So
this year.
Yeah. So like, I don't know what month are we? Like 7, 8.
October.
I don't know. Like almost a track a month. So that's good. Yeah.
So you mean for you the COVID period was pretty an active period?
Yeah. No. Well, actually, it wasn't always a very good period. I mean, I had a lot of tracks. Also, like concepts already finished before, like before the whole COVID period, I had like a lot of concepts. So to release them at Dirty Works, I just need to finish them. But I had a hard time to start up with really new concepts from zero, from scratch, because it was pretty hard to find the motivation and to get started in the studio when you have no perspective of the future. I mean, you can still release music, but you just know that it doesn't have the same result as when you release it when you have bookings, because you just release a track and then like for 3 weeks people talk about it and then it's basically done.
It is.
And when you have bookings, you can like make video content, like show that you're playing it at a big crowd.
Promote the track.
Yeah, people like react to the track, and that's when how you like hype up a track, like get it bigger and get people to know it. That's a factor that I really missed during the COVID period. So sometimes it was hard to find the right motivation and inspiration. But right now bookings are coming back, so it's definitely
motivation is coming also.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but yeah,
it was like a pretty hard period, or what?
Actually, like especially the first like 6 months to 1 year or so. Like like I said, I had a lot of concepts already laying there, so
Okay.
I just had to finish them. But to start something really new from the start was pretty hard sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and about hardstyle, why did you choose hardstyle? How do you get in touch with this music?
Actually, when I was a really young kid, like 8 years old or so,
Yeah.
like there was my neighbor, and he was like the we call in Dutch we call it gabber.
Ah, yeah.
He
The
was like
hardcore guy.
yeah, like the early hardcore. He
Yeah.
was like one of these guys, and he was my neighbor, and I was with him in a car. He just took me somewhere, I don't know, like swimming class or something, I don't know. And he had this music playing in his car, and I was like 8 years old. I was like, oh, this is good music. And next time I went to the record shop with my dad, and I showed to my dad, like, yeah, I want this CD, man. It was like, I don't know, Rotterdam, Nightmare in Rotterdam or something like that, like really early gabber hardcore. And I was 8 years old, and my dad was like, really, you want this music? And I didn't know anything about the scene. I just liked the music. So, yeah, I got in touch with that since, what was it, 1998 or so.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, ever since, I just followed hard dance music. Like hardstyle came somewhere in 2003, like the more... yeah, when it really became hardstyle. So yeah, like really from early hardcore, I already followed the hard dance music. Yeah.
And sometimes you also play some gabber music?
Actually, I don't play it in my sets. I mean, I do sometimes like a little more up-tempo stuff. Like tonight, I played a remix from Krypton from one of my tracks.
Yeah.
It's a Frenchcore remix.
Okay.
So sometimes I do play more faster hardcore music, but I never really played gabber music in my sets. Actually, no, I don't think it fits my sets. I love it, but I leave it up to the gabber DJs.
You leave it for some
Yeah.
special parties, maybe.
Yeah, who
Private
knows? Who
mix
knows?
or something.
Yeah.
But what would be the description of your style, if you have to describe you?
I would say it's like uplifting, energetic, feel-good vibes. I mean, it's euphoric, but I want to also. I mean, it's hardstyle, so it has to be like dance floor music. So sometimes you have euphoric, and it feels a bit slow with long breaks. Of course, there's a track now and then where I have a longer break, but in my sets, I try to keep the flow and energy going. So yeah, I like to describe it as euphoric, but with energy and drive to it. You know?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, definitely, and always feel good vibes. Yeah.
Great. And also about you talk about Dirty Work's move.
Yeah.
And what can we expect from this move? It's a big evolution for you.
Yeah. Like I said, I already released a lot of tracks there. I'm working on new tracks, so I'm really happy to be at a label where I can just really do my thing. Like they really give me the freedom in my studio to create my music, and I can release whenever I want. Whenever when I have a track finished, I just send it to them, and they check it. Like, oh, I like it, or maybe you change a few things, or like some feedback, and then I can just like keep on releasing. And it's just really good to. I really think that it's the best label for me right now.
So
to
it's
also
a step further.
Yeah, of course, it's a big label. They really have like a great reach, you know, like on socials and Spotify. So yeah, it really gives me the possibility to show my music to more people, and also to develop myself further. So yeah, I'll just keep on making new tracks, and new ones will come soon for sure. Yeah, I just released my remix for Cyber, No Escape.
Cyber, yeah.
Yeah,
The
the Swiss guy. Yeah, do you know
you
him?
know him, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he was one of my favorite DJs. When I went to festivals, I always went to his sets, and I was just like a big fanboy, you know. Even though I was like DJing myself, I'm also still a hardstyle fanboy. I see myself as that, you know. And Cyber was always a big inspiration. Like I started off with like doing some kind of tribute to his track with my track called "The Nearest Star," like a tribute to his sound. And people really enjoyed that track, and then. I don't know, I just came in touch with him and talked about doing a remix. And he said, yeah, sure, like what track do you want? And like his track No Escape was always one of my favorites, and I tried to give it my own touch to it, even though it was pretty hard because I still like the original. Like I didn't want to waste the original, but also like still you want to give your own touch to it. So I tried to get a bit of both, like keep the original, but also a REEVE touch in the second climax. So, yeah.
So good inspiration, Cyber.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I love his vibes, and also his sets are like. He has this great melodies, are like really euphoric, but also he has this party vibes, like reverse bass tracks and stuff. I mean, like he had when he still played, you know.
Sure.
And then this kind of vibe is something I really enjoyed, and also something I'm looking for in my own sets. Yeah.
Good to know that the Swiss get your inspiration.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And about Switzerland, so it's your first time here.
Yep.
And what do you feel? What is the feeling, and what were your expectations from this crowd and this country?
Yeah, I mean, what my
Chocolate and
expectations? Chocolate and cheese. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's always nice to be in other countries, like besides Netherlands, because people are really dedicated to the music and really enjoying it whenever it's played. Like in Holland, you have so many parties, you know, and in the other countries you only have a few. And whenever there is a party, people are really going full force into it, and that's something also here in Switzerland is the same thing. So yeah, that was kind of my expectation, and it really made up to it.
And so you were happy to play in the front of a Swiss crowd? For
Yeah,
the first
of course, yeah.
Good experience.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Cool. And last question, what would be your dreamed events in the whole world? Where do you want to play in your deepest dream?
Well, my favorite festival is actually like DEF CON, and I played there already one time at the UV stage.
Okay.
It was during Power Hour, so it was a bit of a hard time.
Okay.
Because Power Hour is like the most popular moment of all DEF CON.
Yeah.
So I still want to play there again. Like
maybe the main stage.
Red would be amazing, but I also really enjoy the UV stage. Yeah, so like, yeah, let's say DEF CON Red. I don't know. I just enjoy every stage, but like DEF CON Red would be probably my dream. Yeah.
So the objective is fixed.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So thank you for all the answers and your time, and hope you had a good time here at SHOCKWAVE.
Definitely. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the party, for sure.
Sure, we have a few beers after to end the show. And so thank you, and have a good continuation of your of your long career, and hope all the best for you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Julien.
Bye-bye.